Hi, my name is Tim Gomez, and this is a message on International Women's Day. And I want to wish all the women a very happy Women's Day. I asked for guidance, in a sense, on whether to do this. I felt compelled, personally, because for various reasons. And like I said before, it's like we've got to get over our fears. I have got to get over my fears. Once before I said, what I'm about to say, and it came back to bite me in a sense. I said that I am the children's champion. I've stated that clearly. I know I am. I also said in this particular comment that I, by proxy, to being the children's champion, I was the women's too. That's a very bold statement. I said it. And I suffered the consequences because I said it in the wrong way, completely. I said it in anger. I said it in ego, I guess, on some level. I didn't mean to. It was well intended, but I have suffered the consequences. I told you this. Universe is playful. You get what you give. I got what I gave. Believe me, I never meant to be that way. So this time, I'm saying it again, and but what better day to say it? I mean, it is a bold statement. I don't even have a handkerchief to be a champion. It's a joke. The best stories, you've got to be a champion for something. No one's asking me to be a champion. Like I say, what better day to say it anyway, and from a place of the tide's got to turn. Ladies, you are. Women, ladies, girls, females, you are the champions. You've always been the champions. And the tide has got to turn. If we're going to go through this change, and there is a change happening on this planet, it's Mother Earth. It's not Father Earth. It's Mother Earth. So I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not saying you don't need a champion. You don't. Just like the children. They don't need a champion. They need to be champions. Women, you need to be champions. You already are. You've always been. You've always been the champions. You're the... I don't want to tread on toes, we all have our own take on this existence. Love is the key. Intuition is the key. And ladies have intuition. Men have intuition. Ladies have a greater access. I heard some time ago a brilliant Zulu saying that everybody, men and women, have a warrior mind and a mother mind. The warrior mind is direct and focused, and the mother mind goes sideways and encompasses all. And at different times in our lives, everyone has different things that bring that out. Women have greater access to that insight of the mother mind, but they have the warrior mind. Oh, men have the same two sides. And it just made so much sense that there it was, this complete understanding. And that was the Zulus. I mean, every indigenous people of every continent, every country, they've known this all. They've known the fundamentals of the human being for thousands of years. And there has been this fight between man and woman. And it's not between man and woman. It is encouraged to be between man and woman. And that fight is going on more and more. So I want to say on Women's Day, you're the champions. Women lead the way. They always have, and in a sense they always will. It's not my place to, like I say, I don't have a handkerchief. It's not my place to think I could empower women, but if it was my place, I certainly would. What's gone on, over all these times, this ridiculous fight, the most fundamental fight between man and woman. And it's encouraged more and more. I was at work all day thinking, oh, do I do this? I felt so compelled to at least roll to a simple little message because, oh hey, it's just another episode of Tim talking to himself anyway. I mean, no, who's listening? But hey, if anyone is listening, any of the ladies, have a fantastic day. And have every day fantastic. Let's turn this tide. The female energy that we all have, men and women, is more important than ever to try and get in touch with that. You are intuitive. You are creative. You are the creators. I mean, you can create life itself. Every single man is born of woman. Every single woman is born of woman. Talk about creators. I mean, honestly, these societies, you've had it tough, huh? And for what reason? Complete misguided ignorance. I thought through the data, hey, don't go too into it, but one thing that kept coming back to me is this thing of forgiveness. That we all need to learn forgiveness. It's forgiveness of things that have been done to you, things that you have done, forgiveness of mistakes. And it is so important now because it frees you. And it is letting go. It's all about letting go at the moment. Like I said, I don't want to tread on toes because there can be people, hey, a champion. I don't need a champion. I'm not saying that. Like with the kids, it's like I want the kids to be their own champions. You have full packages. Everybody is a full package. It's being the champion of yourself. And if I can inspire one person, one woman today, hey, it's Women's Day. Inspire me. It's not even about that. It's just everything that you're looking for is inside you. It is. I've been through my own journey lately and so much has opened up to me. And I said I'd be completely honest with you every step of the way, and I'm being honest now. Recently I was asked if I had the willpower. And I questioned, for what? For what? And it was only afterwards I really realised, yeah, no, this does require willpower. Knowing yourself requires that willpower to continue to want to not go, oh no, it's easy to forget. But we're all being pushed. And I know the women are more aware of this. On some level that we're being pushed at the moment. And I know that the women really lead the way. You lead the way. Because, let's be honest, look at it. I mean, the men follow you, the children follow you, the dog follows you, the cat follows you, they want the food, and it's this whole game, you know, and it always has been. And yet in male-dominated societies, there's this whole trying to tear it back, and no, you're no good. Imagine a world where the girls grow up feeling respected, not in a belittling way, but respected. The boys grow up respecting. Not in some outdated manner, but in a new way of being, you know, it's just mutual respect, equality, of course. The same one that asked me about willpower, I also called loopy. Now I want to apologise for that. Seriously, you're not loopy. I was coming from typical guy kind of place of not understanding what you were showing me. Because you're more in touch with yourselves. You know, you deal with emotions better. Guys don't talk. So I want to just say, a bit of housekeeping. You're not loopy. It's certainly me that's loopy, and you've made no mistakes. Been thinking of my mum a lot lately, and it's been fantastic. You know, she passed away half a lifetime ago, nearly 25 years ago, and I have dreamt of her over the time, but never before so vividly. And it's been a healing experience, to say the least, where I've dreamt of her a few times and spoken with her. I mean, it's like this. I've woken up with this beautiful sense. My mum was great, I tell you. She was a complete animal lover. She loved animals more than people, for sure. She looked after horses most of her life. From about age 10 or even earlier, she had a little pony, and 15, 16, 17, she was working with race horses. They nearly killed her. So dangerous. But she loved it. So all through my life, it was one of those things, you know. She always had a pony or a horse, you know. She was always looking after a horse. And I remember as a child, my bedroom was about 3 meters by 3 meters. It was tiny, in this little chalet on the south coast of Cornwall, England. Could hear the sea in my little bedroom. She strung up these lines, you know, because in the winter the weather was quite atrocious sometimes, and the horses would get wet and muddy, and they had these rugs on. And I'm not kidding, this is how much she loved the horses. I would be in my bedroom, and like a metre away was this stinking wet, muddy rug, horse rug, that had to stay there at night to dry off, so that she'd carry it back about 1.5 miles to change the rugs on the horses the next day. I mean, it was gross. It was a horse rug. But she taught me so much. She was very independent. She was very strong, physically very strong through her life. Very proud of that. You know, she could throw a bale of hay up above her head and all that stuff. And she was, about 30, I think. She made the mistake of trying to ride bareback in the snow down a hill, and went flying and broke her knee, and she lost that physical pride. It really hit her. I don't know why I'm telling you this particular part, but the point is that brought out a greater strength. It was, in a sense, her downfall in a lot of ways. She really missed that physical. It affected her a lot. But it brought out another side that she already had, and it brought it out more. And that was devotion, you know. She was devoted to life. And that devotion to life itself, we all have that chance, that choice. And through her, in a sense, some suffering, some loving, she was beautiful. It brought that out. And as much as this universe is playful, it somehow forces it from us as well. And sometimes it ain't great. But if you can find in yourself that core, and she found it, and she helped me to see beyond this veil. She helped me to know there's a whole lot more in this package than you realise. And to never stop. To never stop, in a sense, knowing yourself. She was great. And Women's Day, you're great. You know, you are great. You got it. What better day to say that? So when I say some crazy stuff like, I'm a women's champion, it's like, well, that isn't even really possible, is it? Because it is not that. This entire journey that we are all undoubtedly on now, it's a journey of awakening to ourselves. And we need to, more than ever. More than ever. There are conflicts on this earth right now that are the same old conflicts. It's the same old stuff, folks. It's gone on forever. And it is an utter distraction from the very subject I want to talk to you about, that I've been told about. And it distracts you in such a clever way because it forces you to just not see it. It forces you to be engulfed in fear, to be overwhelmed. It's a very particularly, really, it is International Women's Day. But the women of Ukraine and Russia, I particularly want to reach out to you. I cannot imagine what you're all going through. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to, because it draws me in. I don't want my imagination in there. But also, I just want to say, hey, I know we're going to get through this. I know we are. They have overplayed their hand. They're the worst card players. Your power now, in non-judgmental. Oh, it's so hard to say. It's that crazy point between courage and surrender that is so easy for me to say here, I know that. And yet I beg all women, please give them all your support from the inside, with love, with prayer, and from the outside with whatever, money, I don't know. But at the same time, we've got to not judge. Judgment now is playing into the very hand of the enemy. And there is an enemy. It's the same old enemy. Long-term enemy. I cannot get into the specifics. I'm desperate to, but that's bitten me before. So I cannot. I know that. Love conquers all. So we got to up it. There's only one way to remove darkness, and that is letting the light. And we can let the light in like never before in human history. And it involves all of us. All of us. Because it does. Dastardly plans, guys. Dastardly. But we have to see we've got this. We have to hold that. Hold it like the diamond that it is. And know it to be so. And let that sink right into our beings now more than ever. We are creating this. On some level or another, it's being created. So we can change it. It's time to gather for peace. It's time to gather ourselves. And that involves a responsibility every day of where your thoughts are going, You know this. I'm not going to teach you grand to suck eggs. But it can't be pointed out enough. I'm accepting it being pointed out to me more and more and more. It's about being reminded now. Around the world, out of these conflict zones, don't be pulled in now. I beg you, don't be pulled in now. It would be a mistake. Keep yourself. Be informed, but not overwhelmed. If it's overwhelming you, seriously turn off that news. Seriously. Social media, I warned the children. You're all children. And this stuff, man, it's so powerful, and they are not. Social media doesn't want to help you. It doesn't. I will give no names. But I promise, they don't want you to feel good. That's all, and we need to feel good. This planet is going through this with us. And she wants us to raise to a new level here. And it needs us all. It's going to happen. And we're going past a point here. This could have been so much worse. Luckily, certain leaders of certain countries are not in charge anymore. If they had been, believe me, they thought they had the chessboard set. Shocking. Shocking. Luckily, we have this chance. Their plans will not happen. So it's time for certainty, courage, love, kindness, compassion, patience. I just wonder, imagine the kids growing up